Okay, and so here we are for our second test match. I'm probably not going to bring you a third one with this deck, but I'll bring you this one. I'm going to keep this hand. This hand's pretty good. It's got a turn 1 Abundant Growth into turn 2 Ledgewalker, and then on turn 3 I'll have Ethereal Armor or plus Ranker or, you know, any one of these 3 spells that I need to use. My opponent's on a Mold to 5, so that is pretty interesting. I'm just going to put this on the Forest, considering the fact that the Plains can be used to cast the Ethereal Armor. And I want to draw a card. My opponent probably thinks that I'm on Boggles right now, so they're probably a little upset. Understandably so. So, take that for what you will. Drew another Forest. Okay. See, that's why I want to do it this turn. I don't want to draw a Forest right away. Oh, it looks like my opponent might be on Delver. I wonder if they're on Mono Blue Delver. Maybe they're not. Maybe they're on a different deck. Say they bottom topped. Okay, let's go ahead and play Ledgewalker. And no, what the hell is this? Okay, well, I'm going to Ethereal Armor. I think that's worth more than Ranker. And I think I'll still just go Ranker. My opponent did not do anything. Alright, I guess I'll get in for 6. Maybe my opponent's on Turbo Fog, which would suck, but, you know. So luckily, I only have to hit my opponent a couple more times and I'll be able to win. And it looks like my opponent might actually be on Turbo Fog, which is not good. But luckily, they might not play around Lightning Bolt, so that's something to think about. They might now, because I had to go fetch a red, but... alright, I'm going to put this on the Plains, I think. Yeah, I'm going to put it on the Plains. And if my opponent lets this go through, he'll be at 7. Or she'll be at 7. Either one, really. Yeah, it looks like I'm up against Turbo Fog, and I mean... Well, it's Turbo Fog. There isn't really much to say about that. Like, I just have to hope to get through, like, I guess one more time, but... Alright. There's Jace's Erasure. And wow, I've drawn a lot of lands. I am actually on kind of the same spells that I've been for a little bit. Alright, well, my opponent's at 7. So they pretty much have to have a fog every turn now. And I think I'll just let the Jace's Erasures go before I crack the Terramorphic, just so that I can maybe mill some more lands before, or something like that. I don't know. We'll see what happens. Mill the Ledgewalker. Mill 2 Ledgewalkers in a land. That's funny. Just have to not mill one of the 2 remaining Lightning Bolts, and then hope that my opponent does not have a counterspell. My opponent got Tangle. Okay. Why can't my opponent be at 1? I mean, be at 6. Ethereal Armor. Alright, well, there's no point in really playing that since my creature is lethal. And I'm just going to attack. I know that he still gets 2 turns out of it, but I have to get the fog out of his hand. There isn't much I can do about that. So it's kind of a, you know, kind of just a have to do. Damned if I do, damned if I don't. The good thing is, like, if I can get, like, a 1/1 out or something, my opponent might be less inclined to use cards like that. But I keep on not drawing any creatures. My opponent doesn't seem to be on much either, which is good. Alright, mill the land. So that's cool. Heliod's Pilgrim. Okay, well, let's attack first. Kind of wish I can get an enchantment that makes a creature, but I don't live in that world. So there's Tangle. What the heck? Oh, that's cute. So my opponent tangled, but then Arcane Denialed his own Tangle. I don't know why my opponent did that. It didn't really seem like it was worth it. But either way, I'm going to play this Pilgrim. I am going to search to get I guess Abundant Growth since it's only 1 mana. And I'll go ahead and Abundant Growth on this mountain, I guess. Another Lysia's Presence. Okay, well, I'm just going to say go. I'm just going to leave up both bolts. And I am going to draw multiple cards here just to try and get to the lightning bolts. Oh! My opponent's the one that gets to draw cards. Oh, right, because they counted their own spell. Okay. Well, we'll see if my opponent fogs here and then wants to go to 6, and then that opens me up to be able to go lightning bolts, so we'll see. Words of Wisdom, okay. Alright, milling useless enchantments. And there is the 3rd lightning bolt. So I do actually have lethal. So I'll just attack here and see what my opponent does. They did decide to take 1. I had a feeling they would. I guess what I'll do here is I will play Skyfisher and return the Abundant Growth, or my opponent will counter it. Another Arcane Denial. Alright, well, I guess I'll just go for it since my opponent cannot have 3 counter spells. And they already used multiple Arcane Denials, so... Lightning Bolt, Lightning Bolt. Sweet. Opponent did mulligan to 5, so he had to get really lucky there to win game 1, but I think justice just happened, so... I could bring in the Reaping the Graves. That is something. I mean, I didn't really talk about what I was bringing in because it's pretty obvious. You bring in the Pyroblast, you bring in the Rare Revelations, but I could bring in the Reaping the Graves. I could even bring in the Gorilla Shamans to try and just have more creatures, but I don't think that's really worth it. We're going to take out the Armadillo Close because they don't really do anything. There isn't really much else to take out. I could just shave some enchantments. Like, I can shave Annihilate's Presence, and I can shave, like, probably a Rancor. Ethereal Armor is just better, I think, than Rancor. And I think I can probably shave a creature if I really wanted to. I could probably just, like, shave the Pilgrim, but the Pilgrim is probably really good. So I'm just going to shave off the Abundant Growth, I think. Just shave a couple stuff. Like, I don't really have anything to bring it. The Reaping the Graves is great. But the problem is, my opponent's whole deck is made of fog effects. So it's not like my creatures are really going to be dying anyway. This hand's not great, but it has all of my colors. It has a creature, it has Annihilate's Presence I'm going to keep. Opponent's on a mull to 6. Okay. So that is something that's interesting. Another Annihilate's Presence. Alright. Not exactly what I wanted to draw, both Annihilate's Presence, but... Opponent is brainstorming at end step. Interesting. Oh, there it is on turn 2. Alright. Well, looks like I'm going to get a little outlucked this one. Because I've just drawn lands so far. Oh, no, maybe not. There's a Pyroblast. The land? I think an Abundant Growth is... less happy. Okay, now I'm starting to get a little upset. Alright, I'm just going to put the Annihilate's Presence on this other planes. Since red and green are what's going to cast me most of my spells. So we'll go ahead and cast this on the planes. We'll use the one that can't, do this yet. And then a Wild and a Cuddle. I think I'll just say go for now. The reason why is if my opponent does uses a blue spell at the end of my turn, I want to be able to Pyroblast in response. Like this. I mean, they can't really imagine that I would have Pyroblast in, right? So, they have mismatching accumulated knowledges. That is kind of a trigger to me. Yeah. Alright, so my opponent went top, so I imagine they either had 2 Jace's Erasures, or they have like a Jace's Erasure and another land. I kind of need to have more going on right now, which is kind of unfortunate. I'm just going to thin my deck of a land real quick. And attack for 1. mill something that's not good, hopefully, I guess. No, Pilgrim counts. Pilgrim does count. My opponent just quickly said go. Okay. Drew an Orinarlid, so my opponent's going to need to fog every single turn from now on. Unless my opponent just has a counterspell for this little guy. But we'll see. He did not. Okay. Ugh. Oh, brainstorm. Well, that kind of sucks. Maybe it was better to mulligan, considering the fact that I got motor ruled. I kind of got motor ruled. Like, for those of you who don't really know what the motor rule is, if you... Well, we milled 2 lands. If you keep a hand of 5 lands and 2 spells, your first draw of the game is almost guaranteed to be a land. Spreading... What the hell? Spreading Seas. Okay. Well, there's Ray Revelation. And my opponent just scooped? What the hell? Okay. Well, hold on a second. Okay, I just wanted to bring you back to the screen. I am a little confused by that scoop there. I guess my opponent just took out all of their counterspells. I'm not really sure. Either way, I think I'm gonna bring you a third match because I don't really think that was very fulfilling. Not that I'm unhappy about it. It's just I don't think for you guys' entertainment and for you to really see like what the deck can do. I don't really think that was very educational, I guess.